Hello everyone, you are watching Super Positive Games, and this is John, and E3, by the time this goes up, E3 will have just passed. It's been a great one. The best one actually in the recent years, especially last year. A few disappointments, a few surprises, as always, but the surprises this year were off the chain. Of course, did not go without any disappointments. But the purpose of this video is to recap all of the major press conferences. I'm going to go chronologically from EA all the way to Nintendo, and I'm going to be just giving a nice recap, going through everything that was revealed at every show. But yeah, starting at EA, they kicked off their show showing off some Battlefield 5, which I was surprised about. They have two big headliner games as Battlefield 5 and Anthem. It's clear that they kind of put Battlefield 5 on the back burner for their show and really wanted to highlight Anthem for some reason. I don't know why Battlefield 5 is coming out sooner. It's coming out October 19th. They showed a cinematic multiplayer trailer, and they showed a very short story trailer. And they said more to be revealed at Microsoft stage the next day. I'll get to that later because it was quite disappointing. They revealed some minor details. You could now jump out windows, I guess. When they said that, I was like, sure, whatever, that's cool. And they also announced that you could move. Well, they didn't really announce it, they kind of showed it. You could move anti-air guns with tanks now. Like, they could hook up and then you could move them, drag them around the map. I think that's cool. Change up the dynamic of some of these maps. There are no loot boxes and no premium passes. So they're learning from their mistakes, clearly. There's another show later on that kind of does the same thing, which I think is awesome. But we'll get to that later. So yeah, no loot boxes, no premium pass. Looks like we're starting to move in a good direction here in terms of post-launch DLC. Hopefully we see more games do this. They also announced, and we kind of knew this was coming, but a Battle Royale mode for the game. I think it would fit in really well with a Battlefield game. It'll feel really natural because the maps are already really big and expansive, as opposed to like Call of Duty trying to do this, which I think they are. So after Battlefield 5, they moved right on to FIFA 19. It's coming September 28th. They showed a few cinematic trailers for that. They announced that the Champions League will be in the game. I'm not really into FIFA or the games, so I don't really know what that means. But it is coming, supposedly. It's a big deal for FIFA. FIFA 18 will be getting a World Cup update and a free trial. So that's cool. I probably won't be playing it, but it's cool that they're updating the game to include the World Cup. That's happening pretty soon. Actually might be going on right now. They moved on to Origin Access Premier. It's coming later in the summer. It's kind of like a subscription program, streaming service through the cloud, which is interesting. I hear a lot of things about, after this next generation of consoles, it's going to be nothing but just cloud streaming, which I'm not thrilled about. It's just a rumor. It's just like a prediction. I would not be thrilled about it. I love consoles, and I love collecting games, physical copies of games, and having a nice collection. I'm looking at them right now. I almost have 2 full towers filled with game cases, and I really love it. But anyway, Origin Access Premier coming later this summer for those who are interested in something like that. They then did something really weird where they went to they did Respawn. They went to Vince Zampella in the crowd from Respawn. He was in the crowd. He wasn't even on stage. They didn't even show any graphics about Respawn or anything that they're doing. He announced the title for their not their Untitled, because they got a title, but they announced the title for the Star Wars game that they've been working on. It's now called Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. The game is, well, he said we should expect the game holiday season of 2019. He says it will take place between episodes 3 and 4 during the dark time, and you could play as a Jedi. So cool details, nothing too major being revealed there, just the title and the time period, and a loose release window, I guess. But I'm excited. I don't know if it's going to be multiplayer or single player. I really don't know. Nobody really knows anything too much about the game other than those details that Vince gave us in the crowd at EA's show. After that, they moved on to Star Wars Battlefront 2. Big controversy there. They kind of do like a half apology about the debacle that happened in the fall with the game. There will be a new squad system just like Battlefield 5, they announced. There will also be a new Starfighter mode, which will be dogfights, but with only the hero ships, which I think is pretty interesting because it's pretty rare that I get to play as the hero ships when I do play the game. New multiplayer sandbox experience. They were very vague about that, but it was said, so naturally I wrote it down. And the big one about Star Wars Battlefront 2 is they're going to be going into the Clone Wars, which is very exciting. The prequels, growing up, I was a big fan of the prequels. Now, looking back, watching them, I realize that they're kind of terrible. At least the first one's really bad. The second and third ones they get better as they go through. Third one's pretty good. Second one's okay. First one's trash. But anyway, back to this. They're going to be releasing a Geonosis map along with 4 new heroes from the era: General Grievous, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Count Dooku, and Anakin Skywalker will be released into the game. I think that's really exciting. I'm very interested to see how these characters will work in the hero v hero mode. Exciting stuff there. Especially Obi-Wan, because I don't think Obi-Wan's ever been in a Battlefront game before. That's cool. Now they moved on to EA Originals, which is their program where they bring in smaller studios and give them a lot of support to bring us these really great games. They've done Unravel in the past, they've done A Way Out in the past, and most recently they did Faye, which I'm almost done with. I'm really enjoying it. But they bring us 2 new games this year. Well, not this year. They announced 2 new games. The first one, Unravel 2, it was announced to be out now, and they gave a live on-stage gameplay demo in Unravel 2, which, by the way, I loved the first Unravel, and I was really excited to hear about Unravel 2. Unfortunately, I got spoiled because I didn't watch the EA conference live. I was busy doing something else that I needed to do, and during doing that, I became a big idiot, and I went on Twitter, even though I told myself not to because I'll get spoiled, and Unravel 2 got spoiled for me on Twitter, especially that it was out now, so kind of sucked, but I'm happy that it's here. It's what you're seeing now gameplay wise. In it you could play alone or in co-op, but there will always be 2 characters sharing the same yarn, so even if you play solo, you'll be controlling both Yarny and his new pal. I also saw like a green Yarny somewhere, not in the game, but like in promotional stuff or whatever. I don't know what that's about. Maybe you could change characters. So super exciting stuff. Probably my favorite announcement of EA's show. Then within EA Originals again, they announced a brand new game, Sea of Solitude by Joe May. It's a Berlin studio. It's coming early 2019. They showed a reveal trailer for it. It's about a girl who's lonely, and it's becoming to like it's a weird concept. I encourage you to watch the trailer because it's very hard for me to explain, but it's about loneliness and becoming a monster. The game, the art style looks really beautiful. So great announcements. EA Originals keeps bringing the heat with some nice games for us to play. EA doing a great thing there. They seem to be treating these studios really well, and they make some great games in return. Moving on, they went to NBA Live 19 coming September 7th. They showed a little trailer for that. Right after that, a Madden NFL 19 trailer. With no long shot. They didn't explain any long shot details, which was disappointing because I loved that mode in Madden 18. Hopefully we are getting it. It's just like they didn't want to talk about it for some reason, but I hope it is in Madden NFL 19. Otherwise, I will not buy the game. That would be the sole reason for me getting the game. Yeah, NBA Live Madden NFL 19, they didn't really spend a lot of time on that. They did with FIFA before, I guess. They tried to move it along here. Next, they did Command & Conquer Rivals. It's a mobile game. They did a reveal trailer as well as a live gameplay match with a shoutcaster. It took like 5 minutes out of it. Really slowed down the flow of the conference. Really terrible thing to do. Probably the worst part of any conference this year, watching this, because I'm not really into mobile games in the first place, and having to watch this strategy game on mobile for 5 minutes with a shoutcaster, not my thing. Did not enjoy that. There is an it's going to be out on iOS and Android, and there is an alpha for it on Android right now. So if you're into that kind of thing, that is there for you. Command & Conquer Rivals. Next, they did their big showcase of Anthem, which included a panel of the leads on the project. They showed a cinematic trailer. It's coming February 2nd, 2019. Apparently, a lot of other games, Days Gone, Crackdown 3, are also set to release on the 22nd of February. So it's going to be a big day early next year. It's coming to PC, Xbox One, and PS4, of course. We did get a little bit of gameplay here as well, which was nice. The game will have a one-player hub zone, so it'll have like a single-player section, and it'll be the hub. So that's where you walk around, talk to NPCs, and I guess that's where the main quest lines are gonna at least begin. And then outside of this hub is gonna be the shared world. So that's cool that they're gonna be trying to mix like story, because BioWare is known for its great story and like RPG, like interacting with NPCs and having conversations. So they're trying to mix that with the shared world elements that they're introducing to their style of or that they're introducing with Anthem. They're planning to add story for years to come. There will be 4 choices of javelin suits. Of course, you play as a human, and you have access to these 4 different suits that you could choose. Different ones at different times. They are the Ranger, the Colossus, the Interceptor, and the Storm. Personally, I gravitate towards the Storm suit because it's like an Iron Man suit like the other ones, but this one has a cape, and it's like it does magic. It looks like it does magic. They didn't really explain exactly what the abilities are or how they work, but it looks like magic, and an Iron Man suit with a cool cape doing magic, like lightning magic. That's right down my alley. They showed off some gameplay, which I'm not like really excited for it. I just the game looks good. The gameplay looks good. It's not great. It's not mind-blowing, but I'm interested. And you can only buy cosmetic items. They said there's no way to gain an advantage in Anthem, which I don't think is relevant because it's not a multiplayer game. I don't think, at least they didn't reveal that. It's a co-op game. So I don't understand how, you could gain an advantage over players when you're working together. But it's cool that they're not going to be anything like that, because maybe there will be a multiplayer mode in the game someday. Like I said, they plan to keep adding content to the game. Yeah, so that was it for Anthem, their biggest game showcase. Post-show, there was a live FIFA tournament, which was surprising. I was thinking they were going to go with Battlefield 5, but they didn't. They just did a FIFA tournament. I didn't watch it because, I'm not into FIFA all that much. But yeah, I was expecting the Battlefield 5 because they spent all that time on Anthem. What about Battlefield 5? We didn't get a lot at the beginning of the show. And quite frankly, we didn't get a lot at Microsoft in terms of Battlefield 5. Not a lot at all. So I'm curious as to why they don't want to talk about this game more and show it off more. Or maybe they do, but I don't know. I've seen gameplay of it. It looks fun. It looks a lot like Battlefield 1. It looks like it could be like an expansion for Battlefield 1, but I'm okay with it. I'm there for the fun. The game is fun. And it looks great. I'm pretty excited for it to come out on October 19th. So that was the EA press conference, EA Play, the 3rd annual. I thought it was the weaker press conferences of the ones that followed it. Pretty okay conference. You know, the EA original stuff I love. The Respawn thing was cool. The reveal of the title. And then Anthem was pretty cool as well. Yeah, so let's move onwards now to Microsoft's press conference. I think it was just under 2 hours, or maybe it did hit the 2 hour mark, but it was quite the show. The best Microsoft press conference in recent memory. They showed a lot. It was bookended by 2 of their biggest franchises coming back, which we needed, quite honestly. They brought the fire. Not the immediate fire, but they brought fire. When I say immediate, I'll get into that more later on. To start off Microsoft's show, we have a Halo Infinite reveal trailer. People were thinking this Halo was going to be a spin-off like ODST and Reach, but Master Chief did show up in the end with his helmet, so he will be in the game. So it's looking like it will be a mainline game, but it just won't be called Halo 6. It's called Halo Infinite. I think they're using a new engine for the game called the Slipspace engine, which is why the trailer I think looked like it was in Halo Wars. It didn't look like a Halo trailer graphics wise, but you know, you never know. I don't know if it was in the engine or not, but they are using the Slipspace engine. Exciting stuff for Halo. I'm quite excited to see what they have to. That's all they showed, was just the reveal trailer. Nothing else. They didn't talk about it, so probably next year at E3 we're gonna hear a lot more about it. Moving on, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, coming 2019, new trailer for that. It looks darker than ever, and Ori has kind of like a family that he built with the friends that he's encountered on his journey in the first game, plus a new owl, which I think you could play as, because it was featured very much. It was kind of the center of attention, the owl. Quite excited for Ori. I still have to finish the first one. I'm near the end, so I should get that wrapped up before 2019 when the sequel hits. Next, Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, coming 2019. There was a reveal trailer for that. It looks very gritty, which I love, and it just looked cool. It's a samurai like action adventure game with a really pretty art style. I'm excited for that. It's from Software too, so it's going to be a great game, and I'm excited to see what else they have to say about it. Probably not this year. I'm thinking next year. Next, Todd Howard came out and showed off a new trailer for Fallout 76. He also announced that Fallout 4 will be on Game Pass today. Fallout 76 will be a prequel to the Fallout series, and it will be 4 times the size of Fallout 4. And, of course, it is set in West Virginia. I have a thing with Fallout 76 where I'll talk about it when we get to Bethesda's conference. I'm kind of upset about it. But I'll get to that later. The new trailer looked really cool. And of course, those were the only details that we got. It's the biggest Fallout. It's a prequel, and it's set in West Virginia, and Fallout 4 in Game Pass. Of course, we learn more about it later on at Bethesda's conference. Next, we get from Don't Nod the Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit, out on June 26th. It has a reveal trailer, and it will be completely free. It's not Life is Strange 2, but it will be a nice summer treat. It's made by Don't Nod, of course, as I mentioned. Will it be episodic? I don't know. They didn't really show any details. My guess is it's going to be only 1 episode, and it's going to be about the length of 1 episode, which is probably why it will be free. And it's about a boy named Chris pretending to be a superhero. And it looks like Frank. If you play Life is Strange, you know who Frank is. It looks like Frank is his dad or his father figure. So it's cool. I wasn't expecting Life is Strange 2 yet. I think it's way too early. But this is a nice little summer treat. You know, The Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit. I'm excited to jump in for free on June 26th. And you should be too, because the Life is Strange universe is really cool. It is set in the Life is Strange universe. Moving on, Crackdown 3. I don't think they should have showed this off because of the recent delay to February of 2019. They have a new trailer. There's more Terry Crews. It looks like they're making the main character Terry Crews now, which I am all for. There's a huge focus on action gameplay. Of course, we knew this. It's going to be like a kind of stupid fun game, like the Just Cause series, which we'll get to soon. But, you know, Crackdown 3, alright, I'm not the most excited for it. I don't think it looks that amazing. Maybe it'll be really fun. I have never played a Crackdown game in my life. I do have the first one on disc, but I never got around to playing it. And I probably won't play it before I play Crackdown 3. Because I don't think they really emphasize the story in these games. So I don't think it matters. Next up, Nier Automata is coming to Xbox as Nier Automata Become as Gods Edition. Coming June 26th to Xbox One. It includes previously released DLC. I don't know if it includes all the DLC, but some of it will be included. I'm really excited for this. I was upset that it was not available for Xbox for a while. And then this news actually leaked prior to E3, or it was actually revealed prior to E3, and they're just emphasizing it now at the conference. I'm excited. The game looks really cool, and I'm very excited to jump in June 26th. Awesome stuff. It looks like Microsoft's starting to reach out and grab these games and bring them. As you know, Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice was only on PS4 previously. Until I think April, when they finally got it over the Xbox. Same thing with Crash Insane Trilogy. So we're starting to see some of these games come to Xbox, which is really cool. And I'll get to more of Hellblade later, because there is news about it, or news related to it. Next up, they showed Metro Exodus coming on February 22nd. New gameplay trailer. The game looks awesome. It looks really cool. It looks like a more cinematic Fallout game. And I'm pretty hyped for it. I gotta say, I only dabbled in the first Metro game, Metro 2033 Redux version for the current gen. I didn't play Metro Last Light because it's a chronological series, but I didn't really get around to finishing Metro 2033. But yeah, Metro Exodus. Moving on, Kingdom Hearts 3. Showed a trailer at Microsoft coming January 29th, 2019. And the trailer revealed the world of Frozen, Disney's Frozen, to be in the game. I'm really interested. I've never played a Kingdom Hearts game. None of the other Kingdom Hearts games are on Xbox. This will be the first one to be on Xbox. And I think I'm going to jump in. I know that the lore and the story of Kingdom Hearts is very confusing. And I just don't think that I want to. If anything, I'll read up online the whole story until Kingdom Hearts 3, which I'll play. But I really don't have any intent of playing any of the other games. They're not on Xbox yet. Maybe before this launch on January 29th, they'll put the other ones on, or some of them on. But until then, I'm jumping in Kingdom Hearts 3 without anything. And I'm pretty excited to do it. Next, Sea of Thieves took the stage with DLC reveal trailer for 2 DLCs. First one, Cursed Sails, coming in July, and the second one, Forsaken Shores, coming in September. I don't know if you have to pay for these DLCs or not. They didn't really speculate there. The trailer for these DLCs were very story-oriented. They had actual characters conversing, which I don't think they've ever had in Sea of Thieves marketing before. So that's very interesting. Will they be bringing a story to Sea of Thieves? Hopefully. I mean, I'm still waiting for my achievements to fix. Next up, Battlefield 5 came on and showed a new cinematic story trailer, a really short one, which really didn't show anything off about the story. Like I said, they just showed the trailer, the logo appeared for Battlefield 5, and then they moved on. I don't really know why they're not expanding. I want like on-stage gameplay. I'm not getting it. I don't know why EA is doing this to Battlefield 5. Next up, big one, Forza Horizon 4 coming October 2nd, also coming to Game Pass that day. They had a reveal trailer and a live gameplay demo with people actually coming on stage to play the game. Which I love about E3. That was the only game that did that on Microsoft stage, and I think on any stage. Actually, I'm wrong. They did that with Unravel 2 at EA's conference. But it's very rare, is my point. Leaves fell from the ceiling and onto the audience, which I think was pretty cool, because they were showing off the new Seasons feature. It's going to have new seasons, like winter, spring, summer, and fall. And when they showed off the really beautiful fall scenes, they dropped leaves from the ceiling, which was pretty nice. The game looks really pretty. It's set in England, which I think is awesome. It's a great change from Australia, which is always sunny, and it'll allow for these new seasons to take place. It's going to be a shared open world with a new quick chat communication feature for easier communication between players. I'm really digging the seasons. Like, one of the examples they gave is during winter, the one of the lakes froze up, and they were able to drive on the lake and to other areas that were only accessible through the frozen lake, that you can't drive to during any other season because the lake is watery. The lake is water, but the lake isn't frozen. So I like what they're doing there with making the dynamic weather actually dynamic to the map and the world and access to the world. I really like it. I might dive into this one. I only dabbled in the first Forza Horizon, didn't really like it that much. But now that they're getting all these cool new locations and seasons, I kind of want to jump in. Next, they kind of talked about non-games for a second. Phil Spencer came back out and talked about new studio acquisitions that Microsoft has made. There are 5, and this is their movement towards new exclusives, because that has been their biggest problem over the last few years, is they don't have any exclusives for us. And now they're going to bring the fire, not immediately, because you can't just pull 6 exclusives out of your ass and have half of them released this year. You have to kind of spend time, and you have to establish your plans and move ahead accordingly. These 5 studios are their plans. The first one he announced was a new it's a studio that they formed themselves called The Initiative, and it's going to be in Santa Monica. I'm excited for this one because it's a newly formed studio, and we don't know what they've done. So they can come out of the gates with like a really strong game, and it's going to be awesome. Next, they've acquired Undead Labs, which is the developers behind the State of Decay games. This one I was confused about because those games have been exclusive to Xbox over the years. But I guess they're just making sure that they don't leave or they don't do anything outside Xbox. Next, they announced the acquisition of Playground Games, the developers behind Forza Horizon series. But he did not. He's added an interesting tidbit of information. He mentioned that Playground Games will be working on an open world, I guess an adventure game, because they've been doing these open worlds with Forza Horizon, and now we're going to see one with an adventure game. So I'm excited to see what they're going to create, Playground Games. The fourth one, and I think the most important one, they acquired Ninja Theory, the makers of Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. That was huge because Hellblade was originally a PlayStation exclusive, and Microsoft earlier this year, they reached in, they grabbed Hellblade, and they pulled Ninja Theory with them. So now Ninja Theory will be making Xbox exclusive games, and that is amazing because they make very high quality games. I'm ecstatic because I'm an Xbox fan, so it's a big win for us there. And then the final acquisition, Compulsion Games, which is a studio I really love, the makers of Contrast and the We Happy Few. So yeah, those 5, The Initiative, Undead Labs, Playground Games, Ninja Theory, and Compulsion Games all will be making Xbox exclusives in the future. So we could be really excited for that as Xbox fans. We got a huge win in Ninja Theory. This was a big investment for the exclusives coming. Like, I'm really excited for what they're going to show. Even next year, they might show some of these studios games off next year at E3. So we have a bright future ahead of us as Xbox fans, especially hearing these announcements. With Compulsion Games, they moved on to We Happy Few. With a new release date of August 10th, they showed off a really awesome new story trailer. Because first off, We Happy Few's been in development for years now. First time they revealed it was 2015, and then the game then did not have a story. So they recently added a story mode. No, not a story mode, but a story to the game. And I gotta tell you, the trailer looks awesome. The game will be awesome. I'm excited. I'm really excited for We Happy Few coming August 10th. Yeah, Compulsion Games, I'm glad we were able to acquire them. Up next, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds with a new trailer for War Mode, Sandhawk, new map coming this summer. And they teased the snow map coming winter of this year. So I don't play PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. It technically isn't out yet. I believe it's under game preview still. So when it does come out fully, I will play it. But these are cool updates for the Battlegrounds fans out there. Next up, Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition. I don't know anything about the game, but it's coming this winter. It looked cool. Cool trailer they showed off. Then The Division 2 came to town with a March 15th, 2019 release date. New trailer and a new gameplay trailer. Was it a demo, I think? I think it was a demo. We learned it's taking place in Washington, D.C. during the summertime. And the demo that they showed a gun battle in and around a crashed Air Force One heliplane. The downed Air Force One airplane, which was cool. I'm excited to see the landmarks that they're going to put in this game. Because I feel like New York City had some nice landmarks in it. And Washington, D.C. is just filled with landmarks. So how they're going to put battles in and around these landmarks like they did with the Air Force One plane, it's going to be interesting. The Division, going into E3, I wasn't all that excited about it. Leaving E3, really, I'm pretty excited about it. Like, everything they showed about the game at the conferences, Microsoft's and Ubisoft's conferences, got me really excited for the game. Again, March 15th, 2019. Then they came back out and talked about this new feature called Fast Start. It's this feature which allows games to be ready faster when they're installing. I don't really care about this. It's only for select titles starting in June, or this month, in a June update. It makes sense for those Xbox Game Pass owners who are constantly uninstalling and installing games due to storage. So it makes sense for them who want to install and uninstall games quickly. They also announced the Halo Master Chief Collection to Games Pass later this year. They also announced that Crackdown 3 will release on Game Pass when it releases. Ashen Warhammer Vermintide 2 and After Party, and also Phoenix Point are releasing on Game Pass when they release. The original Division. The Elder Scrolls Online Tamriel Unlimited will be on Xbox Game Pass starting today. So, the Division, TESO, Tamriel Unlimited, both available now on Xbox Game Pass. Some nice announcements there if you're a Game Pass fan. They then did the ID at Xbox sizzle reel, which included a shit ton of games, which I will run through really quick right now. In the trailer, Outer Wilds After Party, Kingdom 2 Crowns, The Golf Club 2019, Warhammer Vermintide 2, Fringe Wars, Below, Conqueror's Blade, Waking, Kaji and Ancient Epic, Super Meat Boy Forever, Planet Alpha, Islands of Nine Battle Royale, Sable, which looks really cool, Harold Halibut, which also looks really cool. It's a claymation game. Yeah, I said it. That's incredible, and I'm excited for it to come out. Bomber Crew, Children of Morta, The Wind Road, which looks cool. Wargroove, Generation Zero, Dead Cells, and Ashen, all in the sizzle reel. We don't know when they're coming out exactly, but it's really cool every year that they put together a really nice, awesome looking trailer for these smaller games. After the sizzle reel, they showed off Shadow of the Tomb Raider. It's coming September 14th, 2018, so this fall. A new trailer for that came out. Looks very dark. I'm excited for this. Going into, again, just like The Division, going into E3, I wasn't all too excited about Shadow of the Tomb Raider. But, you know, what I've seen so far from the Xbox conference and the Square conference, I am excited for the game. And it looks really dark and awesome. So it's coming this fall, September 14th. Next up, they showed a skate game, which they just showed the trailer without saying anything. And it seemed like it would be Skate 4, but it turned out to be Session. The reveal trailer showed Session. It's a new skateboarding game. And I think it's exclusive to Xbox. It might be. I don't know. But I'm excited. Skateboarding games AAA skateboarding games are very rare nowadays. So I'm glad one's coming out. I was never really into skateboarding games, but I know a lot of people love them. Hence a lot of people asking EA for Skate 4 every year, which they do not deliver on for some reason. But here we are with Session from Microsoft. Not from Microsoft, but in Microsoft's conference. Next up, Black Desert. The beta begins in the fall. This fall, you could register now. I'm not really into Black Desert. I don't know what it's all about. But, you know, you could play the beta if you're interested. Up next, a pretty big announcement. Devil May Cry 5 reveal trailer coming next spring 2019. It looked awesome. I've never played a DMC game before. I think the fourth game was released on Xbox as a definitive edition. So maybe I'll play that. But I've never really played any Devil May Cry games, and I am now interested because it looks really badass. And apparently this is a huge deal for the fans of the franchise, because it's been like a really long time since the last installment, so it's a big deal. Next, Cuphead gets DLC called Cuphead in the Delicious Last Course, coming 2019. They show off a reveal trailer for that. It introduces a new character named Miss Chalice, and you could play as Miss Chalice. I don't know if through co-op or single player. Maybe you could. Maybe the DLC is only featuring Miss Chalice. That'd be cool. Yeah, Miss Chalice, welcome to Cuphead. The DLC will include a new island, new bosses, new weapons, and new charms. I have not finished Cuphead. I got through. I don't even think I finished the first island. I had trouble with it, but I like it. It's a good game. I might try and play through it some more. Up next, Tunic, a reveal trailer for Tunic. It's about a small fox with a sword. It's a not really a top-down game, but it is a fantasy game, and it looks cool artistically. The art style, out of this world, looks great. No release date for it yet, but it was a nice trailer. Up next, a really cool reveal trailer for Jump Force coming 2019. It's an anime mashup of Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, and One Piece. It looked awesome. I think it's going to be a fighting game, but I'm not sure. I just know that the trailer looked really badass, and if I learn more details, I'd definitely be interested in the game. Up next, pretty big announcement in Dying Light 2. They showed off a reveal trailer and a nice gameplay demo that showcased the deeper choice systems with actual real consequences in the narrative and the world. Dying Light 2. I did not play the first one because I was a bitch. I was scared of playing the first one, but I think now I'll play the first one to get myself ready for Dying Light 2. No release window revealed for Dying Light 2, which I thought was weird. But the game looks really nice. Up next, Battletoads. A new Battletoads game apparently coming 2019. Got a nice reveal trailer. I don't know too much about Battletoads. I know it is a classic game, or iconic Microsoft or Xbox game. So it's cool if they're getting that there's a new one on the way. It's just called Battletoads. It might be a reboot. So yeah, that's cool. Up next, they showed Just Cause 4 coming December 4th, and reveal trailer, which I did not like. I did not like this trailer. There's a new trailer at Square Enix, which was way better. But this trailer at Microsoft's conference sucked because it looked like it was a trailer for Just Cause 3. Nothing new was shown off. Like no new gadgets, no new weapons. Nothing like that. The world looked the same as Just Cause 3. So pretty misleading. I know this isn't the case, but it just didn't show off anything new. Other than the extreme weather. Rico fights a tornado. Or he doesn't fight. He just like drives into it and like attempts to fly in it. I don't really know what his goal was there in the trailer if you watch it, but looked awesome. Cool weather. Just the rest of the trailer sucked, other than the giant tornado, which will extreme weather apparently a big feature in Just Cause 4. I'm pretty excited, and I'll get to the newer trailer that they showed at the Square Enix conference later on. Next up, they did something interesting. They showed off Gears Pop, a mobile game coming in 2019, a reveal trailer. What was weird about this trailer is they kind of faked everybody out, because they showed the Gears logo first and then everybody flipped out, and then they showed this Gears Pop mobile game, which is essentially the Gears of War characters as pop vinyls in a mobile game, and everybody was like, looks cute, but is that all? No, Gears Tactics is a PC game. It's a turn-based strategy game. Showed a reveal trailer for that. I'm not into PC games or this genre of turn-based strategy, so I was kind of like, is that really it, Gears? They were like, no. Hit us with the Gears 5 2019. I was not expecting 2019, to be honest. I was expecting 2020 for the next Gears. But here we are with a 2019 release window for Gears 5. They showed a nice story reveal trailer, which I also believe is a cutscene in Gears 5. Because like it was played out as a cutscene, a really cool cutscene. You get to play as Kate. She goes on like a separate adventure with Del. There's slight gameplay in this trailer. When I say slight, I mean it wasn't a demo, but there was like definitely shots where it was a gameplay perspective. So yeah, Gears 5, really cool story trailer. I'm hoping that they up the ante with the story, because Gears 4 was really disappointing story-wise and character-wise. Weak characters, weak story. I'm hoping that Gears 5 can really bring it home. And I was not expecting a Gears 5 announcement. And I like the fake-up with the two other Gears games before it. Kind of disappointing everybody, and then coming in with that Gears 5 trailer. Was really awesome. Really good stuff here from Microsoft. You know, Halo Infinite to Gears 5. Great stuff. Great conference. I think the best conference of E3 this year was Microsoft. Then Phil Spencer came up after the Gears 5 stuff, and he was like, thank you, have a great E3. And then in the middle of the word E3, like the stage like flipped out in all red, and we got hacked. And guess what? It was Cyberpunk 2077 with the reveal trailer. Awesome stuff. I like how they did that with the, he was about to end the show and then he got hacked. Here's Cyberpunk 2077. Really exciting way to do it. And the trailer itself looks intriguing. It was kind of very upbeat. Like everything, it was like nice and sunny out, while there were some very violent things happening. I'm fascinated about Cyberpunk 2077 from CD Projekt Red. Apparently it's in first person, which is very interesting. I'm intrigued. I want to know more. They didn't give us more. All they showed was the reveal trailer. No release date yet, which I wasn't expecting in the first place. But yeah, Cyberpunk 2077 to round out Xbox's stellar conference performance. Great games there. Let me just run through here real quick. We Happy Few I'm really excited about. The Division 2 I am now really excited about. Loads of ID at Xbox games. Of course, those studio acquisitions ensure a better future for Microsoft in terms of exclusives. So that's awesome. Gears 5 was great. You got Session, Cuphead DLC. Forza stuff was great. Nier Automata, I'm excited for. the Metro Exodus stuff, Ori and the Will of the Wisp. Great Microsoft showing, and a great like conference. Like structurally, they kind of hit the ground running, like trailer after trailer after trailer in the beginning, and then kind of slowed it down a little bit, and then picked it back up in the end with Gears 5, Cyberpunk 2077. My favorite conference of E3. But now, later that day was the Bethesda conference, so let's get right into it. With Rage 2 coming spring 2019, showed off a new trailer and gameplay demo. Andrew WK did a live rock performance with Get Ready to Die, and I am ready to die, Andrew. You could play as Ranger Walker. The trailer showed off some of the details. Ranger Walker, if you could see it, you could drive it in terms of vehicles, which is cool. If you see a vehicle, you can drive it. The combat is very fluid from the demo. It looks awesome, kind of like Destiny-like. It flows nicely. There is a collector's edition announced, which I'm thinking about getting. But yeah, Rage 2 looks awesome. I'm pretty excited for it. Going into E3, I was not excited for Rage 2. Seeing all this stuff that they showed off at the front of the Bethesda conference, I'm pretty excited for the game. Next up with the Elder Scrolls Legends, not my thing at all. It's relaunching with upgraded visuals. It's available later this year on Xbox One, PS4, and Switch. Moving on to the Elder Scrolls Online, there's a new trailer for the Somerset DLC. 11 million players have been playing Elder Scrolls Online. It won MMO of the Year for the third straight year. And there's a new DLC titled Wolf Hunter, which is cool. Later this year, there's a new story DLC called Murkmire. Not really into Elder Scrolls Online. I'm not really into the Elder Scrolls period. I've dabbled in Skyrim. That's the only game that I've played of the series. Played through not even half of it. It's daunting. It's a daunting game. I don't know. But we'll get some more Elder Scrolls later. Exciting Elder Scrolls stuff. I just don't. I don't think it's for me. I'll play it. I don't know. I'm more of a Fallout guy. That's how I've been brought up as a gamer with Fallout, which we'll get to later. Moving on to very exciting news. Doom Eternal is the sequel to 2016's Doom. They showed off a really badass reveal trailer. There's going to be twice as many demons, and unfortunately, they didn't share any other information. They told us to wait for QuakeCon in August for more info. Really hyped about Doom Eternal. I loved the first game, Doom 2016. The trailer looked awesome. It looks like it's going to take place on a Hell on Earth, which is radical. Yeah, super hyped. I'd say out of everything in Bethesda, I'm the most excited for Doom Eternal, I would say. Quake Champions got a new characters trailer, talking about some esports stuff. There's a free trial of the free-to-play version out before it launches. I still want this game on consoles. I think it looks really interesting. It's only on PC, unfortunately, and I think it might stay there. The new characters that got announced, Sorlag, Keel, Slash, and Visor. So that's for you Quake Champions fans. Prey got some news, got some new updates. There's a new DLC trailer called Moon Crash, and it's out now. There are new modes with New Game Plus and Survival also out now. And there's also another mode called Typhon Hunter. It's a 1v5 multiplayer mode available later during the summer, and it will also be available in VR. So that's interesting for you VR fans out there. But the Typhon Hunter looks interesting. It's 1 versus 5 mimics, and it's a multiplayer game. It's kind of like a prop hunt game, but with a nice Prey jump scare twist to it. Cool stuff for Prey. The Moon Crash trailer that they showed, I don't think Moon Crash DLC is going to be for me. It's very, I don't know. It's not like the base Prey game. It's kind of trial-y, die a bunch of times, then get new loot, then go back and then kill some more things and then die and get better loot. I don't know. It's not for me, is what I'm saying. But yeah, that's the Prey stuff. Then Wolfenstein 2 coming to Switch on June 29th. Then a new Wolfenstein game called Wolfenstein Youngblood got a reveal trailer set for 2019. It takes place in the 1980s, and it's co-op with BJ's twin daughters, and you could also play solo, so don't worry about that. Yeah, cool new game. I assume it's going to be like a smaller game, not really in the main line of the Wolfensteins, like the Old Blood kind of spin-off game. But cool stuff with Wolfenstein. I'm pretty excited for that. Also, a new Wolfenstein game called Wolfenstein Cyberpilot. It's a VR game. Got announced. Then Todd Howard took the stage and did a really nice presentation for like 30 minutes. First off, he showed us a Skyrim skit, which is really funny because it's cool that they're self-aware about, themselves, about releasing Skyrim on everything. In the skit, you should look it up and watch it. It's about like Skyrim being on Alexa, being on a refrigerator. It's crazy stuff. And actually, the Alexa thing is true. They actually did put a version of Skyrim, I don't think it's the entire game, on Alexa through voice command, so you could do it through voice command. So if you have an Alexa, you could play Skyrim now on Alexa. But he went up there not for the Alexa, but to talk about Fallout 76. He showed us a new trailer and new gameplay. The game is coming out on November 14th. The game is going to be entirely online. You can play solo, but not offline. So if you play by yourself, you're still going to be put into a world with other players in it. You're just going to be playing alone instead of with others. Or you could join up with them, whatever. I am not into this. Okay? I'm telling you right now, and I'll get to the other details in a minute. I just want to talk about how this devastated me. Because going into E3, I was hoping, because they did like the whole reveal about Fallout 76 before E3, and I was going into it being, I don't want this to be multiplayer. I really don't. Because here's why. Back when I started playing video games, Fallout 3 was what I played. And Fallout 3 to this day is my favorite video game. Okay? I love that game to death. Fallout New Vegas, I also love. Not my favorite, but I love both of those games to death. Fallout 4, I liked. I liked Fallout 4. Great entry. But I don't want multiplayer in Fallout. I feel like it's going to ruin my vision of Fallout 3 in New Vegas. It's going to ruin it, because also it's getting oversaturated now with this game. With Fallout 76, I see Vault Boy everywhere I go now. I don't want to see him everywhere I go. I want Fallout to be special, and Fallout 76 is not special to me. Maybe I'll warm up to it before its release, but right now I think I might just ignore it altogether. I don't think it's going to be for me spiritually. It upset me quite a bit during Bethesda's conference. So you could join friends whenever, and progression will go with you. There will be no loss of progress upon death. It's going to be very construction heavy. They're really doubling down on this building aspect from Fallout 4. They announced this camp thing, which is basically a mobile building station, so you can pick it up and bring it wherever you go and build stuff. There will be accessible nuclear missile sites in the world, which you'll need to obtain codes for by killing things, mutants. Another thing, there are no NPCs in this game aside from like enemies, like bugs and stuff. Like there's no human NPCs. Every human in the world is another player, which kind of softens the blow, but I don't know. It's just, I don't know about it. It's not really for me. Maybe, like I said before, maybe I'll warm up to it. Yeah, 100% dedicated servers. About servers, what would help soften the blow a lot, actually, is if they did, if you could have your own server. Like, if you could play, even though there's no NPCs in the game, there's still a main story quest, by the way. Somehow, I guess through, like, audio logs or reading things. But if they gave us, like, private servers that you could go and play on and be all alone in the world, that's what I would love. And that's what I was hoping for. I was hoping for just a story mode separate from the multiplayer. But we're not getting it. It's all online. So maybe one day they'll do like private servers. But until then, There's a beta coming out, so that's cool. They also announced a special edition with a glow-in-the-dark map, figurines for the map, and a power armor helmet, which is fully functional with a working headlamp and a voice modulator. And it's like you could actually wear this thing. So that's cool. It's called Fallout 76 Power Armor Edition. I checked on Amazon. It is sold out as of now. But it might come back. It might be available again. Yeah, again, like I said, not thrilled at all about Fallout 76. Just because I wanted a story that I could play alone and by myself, just like all the other Fallouts that I love so much. As of now, I'm not thrilled. Moving on, they moved to Fallout Shelter, and it's coming to PlayStation 4 and Switch, and it's still free, and it's out now on those platforms. The Elder Scrolls Blades is a new mobile game. It's basically Skyrim, but on a phone. It's very interesting. They have real console quality graphics to it. They showed off gameplay. It's coming in the fall, and it is free. Can be played in portrait mode. There are several modes. There's the hub world. There's an actual hub world in there. It's first person, and it's multi-platform. So it's both on mobile and VR. So if you're playing on mobile, you could play with someone who's playing on VR, which I think is interesting. You could pre-order now on Google Play and the App Store. I don't know why you need to pre-order. The game is free. But yeah, that's an interesting thing. Gaming is evolving. You could play a Skyrim game on your phone. Well, not a Skyrim. It's the Elder Scrolls Blades. It's not Skyrim. But you could play a game like that on your phone. It's pretty amazing. I'm not interested, but I'm sure there are people out there who are eating it up. And they should, because it's cool. It's a cool thing. Next, after this, Todd does some very interesting things in terms of announcements. In terms of 2 announcements, the first one out of these 2 special announcements, Starfield reveal trailer. It's basically a teaser trailer for Starfield. I know a lot of people were not expecting this, but wondering where it was, wondering if they were going to see it at a Bethesda E3 soon, and they did. And it looks awesome. It's a brand new IP for Bethesda Game Studios, and it's their first original game series in a bunch of years. So that's exciting. They didn't show a lot, actually, nothing at all, a 20-second teaser and the logo, but it looks awesome. I'm down to clown for Starfield. Then Todd was like, wait right there, stay seated for this Elder Scrolls 6 teaser trailer. And the place went crazy, because here we have Elder Scrolls 6 now. Starfield is they've been working on Starfield for years now. So, and the Elder Scrolls 6 is only in pre-production. So Starfield is definitely going to come before Elder Scrolls 6 release-wise. So my guess is we're not going to see Elder Scrolls 6 at another Bethesda E3 conference for a few years. I guess they just wanted to be yeah, we are doing an Elder Scrolls 6, of course. They want to just confirm it finally. But it's very far off. Hopefully by then I'll finish Skyrim. But Elder Scrolls 6, Starfield, huge announcements there for Bethesda. Bethesda's best conference, I think, this was their 4th E3 conference. Probably one of the better ones, better than last year's, which was basically a video with people sitting in the stand. That was crappy last year. They didn't really have anything to show. This year they did, with Todd Howard in the house. Great conference from Bethesda. Despite me being salty about 76, it was a great presentation with some good games. Doom Eternal, Wolfenstein, Youngblood, games I'm excited for. They got me hyped up for Rage 2. There's something in here for everyone. Card gamers, mobile gamers. They have their bases covered. And they're doing really well. They're killing it. So Bethesda, very good conference, one of the best ones at E3 this year. Moving on to the next day with Square Enix. Now this was kind of like a Bethesda from last year conference, where first of all, it's only a video, but second of all, it was under a half hour. It was 28 minutes long. compared to Microsoft's almost like 2-hour conference, and Bethesda's was an hour and a half. Here we get a little 28-minute Square Enix video. Kind of disappointing, because I was expecting to hear about the Avengers game. They did not say not a word about the Avengers game. So disappointment there. First off, they showed off Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Of course, September 14th, they did a little gameplay demo. Gave us a little bit of story details, which I'm not going to go into, and they gave us a short scene from the beginning of the game. And they said the game's going to have the biggest hub in any other Tomb Raider game. So that's exciting. I like hubs. I'm a fan of hubs. Because they could be comfortable, like comfy. Like the Division 2 like center, where you could like build it up and renovate it. That's cool. That's a nice little hub. But I like hubs. But yeah, they showed off some more gameplay for the game. It looks awesome. Lara Croft is a savage. She is evil. She's not evil, but like she's very dark. It's a dark game. But the game looks good. I'm excited for it. Up next, Final Fantasy XIV. I think that is 14 online. Stormblood got a Under the Moon patch 4.3. And they're going to have a Monster Hunter World crossover coming this summer. So that's cool if you're into Final Fantasy. I am not. Next, The Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit. Back again. June 26th, of course. We knew this. Free. Got a new trailer. And we learned that the protagonist is named Chris. So that's a nice little thing there. Dragon Quest 11. Echoes of an Elusive Age. Got a new trailer, and it's going to be released on September 14th on Steam and PS4. Babylon's Fall got a reveal trailer coming on PS4 and Steam in 2019. Nier Automata Become as God's Edition to Xbox One. We knew this June 26th. I'm hyped. Octopath Traveler coming July 13th on Switch. Apparently, there are a lot of people excited about Octopath Traveler. Just Cause 4 got a new trailer. December 4th we're getting it. We knew that, but this is a better trailer. It's going to be the largest Just Cause world. The Black Hand are the enemies. There will be tornadoes, lightning, sandstorms, and blizzards. There will be more tethers on Rico's grapple, and they can now deploy booster rockets and mini air balloons. So that's some fun. There's some fun stuff there to play with. New stuff there. And there will be a bunch of new enemy types as well, they said. This trailer, go check out the Square Enix conference Just Cause 4 trailer. It looks awesome. Way better than the one showed at Microsoft's conference. It showed the new world, which looks cool. The new weather. Other than just the tornado, and some of these new tools that Rico can play with now in Just Cause 4. Got me a little bit more excited than I was going into E3. Just like Shadow of the Tomb Raider and the Division 2, I'm hyped. Then, The Quiet Man got a debut reveal trailer. It's coming on PS4 and Steam. We're getting more details in August, apparently. That was a cool trailer. I couldn't tell if it was a live-action trailer or just really, really good CGI, but it looked cool. Unfortunately for Xbox, it's only on PS4 and Steam. More details in August, like I said. And then Kingdom Hearts closed out the show with a new cut of the trailer from the Microsoft stage. Of course, it's coming on January 29th. But this new cut of the trailer is basically the Microsoft trailer, the trailer that was shown on Microsoft with some new cuts. There were different shots in there. But yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3 rounded out Square Enix 28-minute show. And it was just a video, no actual conference. So interesting stuff from Square Enix. Kind of disappointing, no Avengers game. Again, Nier Automata, I'm excited about. The Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Just Cause 4. Those are all right down my alley. And of course, Kingdom Hearts 3, which I'm excited to try in January. Hopefully, this new release date sticks, because they notoriously keep pushing this game out and out and out. And moving right along now to Ubisoft, had a really good conference this year. They usually do. I really enjoy their conferences a lot from year to year. This conference is up there with Bethesda and Xboxes, some of the best conferences of E3. They kicked it right off. Just Dance 2019 coming in October. Beyond Good and Evil 2 is what they moved on to next. New CGI trailer looked really cool. Nice trailer. They're good at making trailers. You got some story details from the game, which I'm not going to go into. Pre-alpha gameplay. Not a lot of pre-alpha gameplay. Very little, actually. They didn't focus on it. They just showed some of it on screen. But, there's gameplay there. The game is being made, which is good to know. It'll be an action-adventure RPG. You could play either alone or in co-op. Then they talked about the Space Monkey program, which allows fans to contribute artwork to use in the game. And they announced their partnership with Hit Record, Joseph Gordon-Levitt's company Hit Record, to get the community even more involved in creating art and music for the game and being compensated for it. So if you're interested in creating artwork or music for Beyond Good and Evil 2, Hit Record will pay you for it. If they choose to use it. And the thing is, you can't just make this artwork alone. You have to collaborate with people. But it's a cool program that they're doing. Hopefully Beyond Good and Evil 2 gets a release date. They did not show it at the conference, but maybe next year we'll get a date. I believe they should have not shown it last year, showed it this year, because we're now closer to it. Rainbow Six Siege came up on stage. I know their Parabellum content hit I think like a few weeks ago. They announced they have 35 million players in the game. I love Rainbow Six Siege, by the way. It's a stellar game. Pro League Esports they talked about, whatever. And they showed off some of their documentary called Another Mindset, so they showed off a little trailer for that. Interesting stuff for Rainbow Six Siege fans. Then they showed off a little game I like to call Trials Rising. They had a reveal trailer and everything. First of all, I am a huge Trials fan. Trials Fusion back in 2014, I played the shit out of. I loved that game. So here is a new one, Trials Rising. They did a Trials of the Blood Dragon game in 2016. Which I played through it. Wasn't anything too great, but here we go, a true sequel to Trials Fusion, and I'm really excited for it. Trials Rising coming February 2019 on PS4, Xbox One, PC, and for the first time on Switch. That's right, Trials game on Switch. That's a good combination. There will be a closed beta later this year. You could sign up now. Trials Rising, super excited for that. I'd say out of this whole conference, I'm super excited for Trials Rising. But next up, they moved on to The Division 2 with a new cinematic CGI trailer, a really cool one. March 15th, 2019, we knew this. They told us that after you finish the campaign, you could pick a specialization. There will be 8-player raids in the game, which is super interesting and exciting. They also announced their plans for their year 1 of content. 3 DLC episodes will be released during year 1. They will all be free for everybody. So this was what I was talking about before, when Battlefield 5 at EA's conference announced free everything. The Division is doing it too. So this is a really good thing for gamers and the game industry. We're starting to see these big AAA games not charge for their DLC content, which is really amazing. I'm really glad that the Division and Ubisoft is catching on to this after the whole Battlefront 2 debacle. Free DLC Division 2 for everybody. 8-player raids, good stuff. I'm even more excited. Even with that new CGI trailer that they showed, I suggest you look it up and watch it. It's awesome. Next, they did Mario Rabbids DLC Donkey Kong Adventure coming June 26th. They did a whole musical performance along with the trailer. They did the performance along with the trailer that they showed. Cool performance. Next, they did Skull and Bones 2019. It's coming in 2019. They have a new CGI trailer, and they did a little gameplay demo. The game is set in the Indian Ocean. Seeing what they showed at this conference for Skull and Bones got me a little more excited for the game. I'm compelled to try it out. As you know, it's basically Assassin's Creed 4's naval battles alone. But of course, they took that and they built upon it. They expanded it. They made it its own game. I'm intrigued. I am willing to try it out. Next, Elijah Wood came out from his studio Spectrevision and showed another new trailer for Transference coming fall 2018. Of course, this is that VR game that they showed last year. Of course, it is also available on traditional consoles, not just VR, but it's primarily a VR game. It looks good. I'm interested. It's kind of like it's a psychological thriller / horror. I'm in for that. New trailer looks great. I suggest you go watch it. Starlink got a new trailer as well, coming October 16th, the game. And it also announced Star Fox Experience, exclusive to Switch owners. They got Miyamoto up there with the whole thing. That was a cool moment. Just like last year with Mario Rabbids, they got him up there. I guess he's going to be there every year now. He might as well just do the conference himself. But yeah, Starlink coming October 16th, Star Fox exclusive to Switch. Moving on to For Honor, they got a big update trailer, which, by the way, I thought when they showed off this trailer initially, I thought there was a new For Honor game coming, but it's just an update called Marching Fire, For Honor Marching Fire, coming October 16th. There will be a new faction called the Wulin. And along with this, 4 new fighters. There will be a new single-player content and a new 4v4 multiplayer mode called Breach. I played For Honor, kind of huge disappointment game. I was barely able to play the multiplayer, but now that I hear they got dedicated servers, so it should work a lot better. Story-wise, not great. But this update, I might go back. For this update. I think it is a free update too. Next up, The Crew 2. The Crew 2 did not need to be at this conference. It's coming out this month. So I don't know why the hell it was at this conference at all. Got a new launch trailer, I guess. They showed the launch trailer at the conference. There's going to be an open beta for it 3 days before the game comes out. Not really, it's 8 days, but I'm exaggerating because why the hell is the beta 2 days before the game comes out? But yeah, The Crew 2 did not need to be up on the screen. I am not excited for The Crew 2. I know there are some people who are. I'm not in the mood for a racing game right now. Because I've recently been playing Forza Motorsport 7. Of course, if I haven't, I would be in the mood for The Crew 2, but I'm just not. So I'm going to pass on it for now. Maybe in the future I'll get it. Then, to end off their very strong showcase, they showed off Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Now, of course we knew about the game prior to E3, but I was very excited to see them show it off at their conference because I remember it's a very similar game to Origins, Assassin's Creed Origins, a game that I played during the winter around the New Year, and I loved the hell out of it. It was actually my favorite game of 2017, my game of the year. And I remember last year at E3 when they first showed it off, I wasn't really that excited for it, and I remember being like, "Oh, it's cool. I guess I'll be interested." And then it turned out to be my game of the year. So I was excited to see Assassin's Creed Odyssey hit us with that reveal trailer and a nice gameplay demo coming October 5th, same month I believe as Red Dead Redemption 2. It's gonna be a fucking fall to remember. A lot of games this fall, and a lot of games, by the way, next February. A lot, like. Q1 of 2019 is looking crazy. So back to Assassin's Creed Odyssey. There will be 2 characters to choose from, Alexios or Cassandra, boy and girl. Now, you pick one of them and you play as that character for the rest of the game. Now, what I'm hoping is they pull kind of a Dishonored 2, where, if you remember from Dishonored 2, say between Corvo and Emily, if say you pick Corvo, you get the Corvo storyline, and Emily is still in the story that you play somehow. Switch it around, you pick Emily, Corvo is still in the story, is still somewhere in the story, and the gameplay or the story is tailored around Emily's story as she goes through to rescue Corvo. So I'm hoping that if you pick, say, Cassandra to play as, they don't just throw Alexios in the trash. I hope like they actually the other character that you don't pick is actually incorporated into the story, and the story that you do play is molded around the character that you pick. But we'll find out soon when the game comes out, or maybe even beforehand. Exciting. The game will have real RPG dialogue options and even romance, so that's really cool. Origins was presented as, and it is a RPG game, but it didn't have that aspect of the game in terms of dialogue options and stuff like that. So I'm excited to see Assassin's Creed go even further into the realm of being a DLC. Really cool stuff. You still have that action, but you also have this DLC aspect of it, which is really, really nice. So yeah, Assassin's Creed Odyssey looks very, very cool. I'm very into it. And when I got announced, I was like, no, because there was a lot of like Greekish or Roman stuff at the end of Assassin's Creed Origins. Like the way you go about the map, if you follow the story, is you end up like in Libya, which is very Greek and Roman like architecture wise, foliage wise. There's a lot. It's like very green, and so I kind of got that vibe already, and now I guess we're going back into that kind of Greek world with Odyssey, and I am excited. Going in, I wasn't like some of the other games. I wasn't excited for Odyssey. I was excited to know more about it. I was really excited to see it showcased here at Ubisoft, but I wasn't that excited for it. Now I'm just hyped beyond belief for Assassin's Creed Odyssey. That and Trials Rising, my two favorite games at this show, at this conference. Then they did a Division 2 post show where they played Division 2 for 30 minutes. I didn't get to watch it. I will go back and watch it though. But yeah, so great show from Ubisoft. Great stuff all around. Awesome stuff. One of my favorite conferences this year, along with, of course, Microsoft and Bethesda. Good stuff, of course. Great conference as always from Ubisoft. Then Sony, moving on to Sony. The Last of Us Part 2 got a new trailer and a gameplay demo. Ghost of Tsushima got a trailer and a gameplay demo. A new game called Control got a reveal trailer. It's by the same people who made Max Payne, the Max Payne series, and Quantum Break. It is a third-person game from Remedy, is the developer, and it is a third-party game, so it's available for Xbox as well. Resident Evil 2 Remaster, that was big news, got a reveal trailer coming January 25th, 2019. Kingdom Hearts 3 shown again for the third time at these conferences. Got a Pirates of the Caribbean content with Jack Sparrow and all that. Death Stranding got a gameplay demo. Apparently the consensus is it is weird. Neo 2 got a reveal trailer. Spider-Man got a gameplay demo, which apparently looks really cool. New villains revealed for that game as well. Vulture, Rhino, Electro, and Scorpion. A new game by From Software named Deracine. It's a PSVR game. Got a reveal trailer. Additional information about Sony's press conference. Black Ops 4. You could pre-order Black Ops 4 and get free maps for Black Ops 3. Destiny 2 showed off their Forsaken trailer. Cade 6 got killed. And I guess it's the point of the DLC to bring him back to life. And another game, Trover Saves the Universe. It's a PS4 and PSVR game by Justin Roiland, the creator of Rick and Morty. So Sony press conference. Again, I'm an Xbox fan, but I watch Sony's press conference anyway. I do it every year because there are some third-party things in there for me to enjoy. But I'm always jealous every year by their exclusive lineup. But no longer, because Xbox is making those moves, acquiring some nice studios for us Xbox gamers to maybe finally get an upper hand. But nevertheless, Sony had a decent concert. There's a lot of complaining about like the set changes and everything like that. I thought the sets looked cool. Their games look cool. Last of Us Part 2, of course, Ghost of Tsushima. Moving on though to Nintendo. Super Mario Party coming October 5th with the trailer. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 DLC got a reveal trailer. Fire Emblem 3 Houses coming spring 2019. Fortnite coming to Switch today for free. Hollow Knight is coming to Switch today as well. Or when I say today, I mean not today. Both of those things are available now. I mean, they're out now. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, which is what the whole conference was basically centered around. Every character in Smash Bros. History will be in Ultimate, which is cool. I always hated, for instance, when I played Melee, there were characters that I loved, and then when Brawl came out, I was like, what the hell? What happened to my favorite characters? But no longer every character in every Smash Bros. Is in the game. Newcomer Ridley from Metroid. Apparently this is like one of the biggest requests for newcomers in the game. And you got it, Ridley. There you go. Splatoon 2 Octo expansion is out now. Free updates for Splatoon 2 are announced to continue through the end of 2018. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee out November 16th. Killer Queen Black will come later this year. Overcooked 2 coming to Switch. Daemon X Machina and Dragon Ball Fighter Z is also coming to Switch. So that was Nintendo's conference. Yeah, great stuff this year from E3. Sadly, by the time this video is up, E3 is over. But it was a great year. It's a great year for every company, Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, all the publishers, EA. EA's conference kind of sucked. Square Enix is a good year for Square, despite the shitty conference. Great year for Ubisoft. Great year for Bethesda. Coming out of this, the games that I'm most excited for, again, I'll go through them. Trials Rising, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, We Happy Few, and Doom Eternal are out of the conferences the games that I'm looking forward to the most. So good stuff. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, I was not expecting this year. I thought they were going to do every other year. They should have, because I think AC Odyssey is going to be a little buggy, which I'm a little concerned about. But it's coming this year. I wanted a Watch Dogs 3 reveal. I knew we weren't going to get it, but hopefully next year at E3 we'll get some Watch Dogs 3 stuff. And also, going back to Ubisoft for a sec, Splinter Cell did not get announced. So like I said at the beginning of the video, there were some disappointments. Splinter Cell being one of them, the Square Enix Avengers game being one of them, didn't say a word about it. And some people were expecting a Rocksteady Superman game to be either at Microsoft or Sony. We didn't get it. So, I mean, hopefully next year at E3, yes, while there were disappointments, it was a stellar E3 showcase. A lot of great shows, a lot of great games, and I'm excited for the future, especially next year. Especially Q1 next year. It's gonna be insane following up, like right after the crazy fall we're gonna have. Q1 of 2019 is not gonna let up. It will not let up. Okay, we're not safe. A lot of great games coming up. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to this E3 2018 conference recap, where I went through and I basically summarized, not really summarized, but I went through every announcement at every E3 conference in chronological order. Yeah, thank you for tuning in. Hopefully you got what you needed out of this video. I am happy to serve you. Unfortunately, until next time, I will have to see you later. Goodbye.